All right, so here I am all ready to go. 30 days bike packing trip up through Quebec, Northern Ontario, and back along the Bruce. Got my bike all set up there. Got 2 bags on the front, 2 panniers on the back, trunk bag with my food, middle bag mostly with bike repair stuff, and then my front bag. So you can check out my other video if you want to see everything that I've packed on this trip. So had to wait for the rain to hold off. Bit of a slow start to the day. It's already about 11 o'clock, so it'll be not as much break time as I get to my first planned camping site, but all ready to go. All this section here is the Great Plains of southwestern Ontario, outside of Stratford, but zero complaints because I got a tailwind, it's dead flat, and there's no traffic. So you know what, I'd ride these empty gravel roads forever and ever, even though the scenery is pretty stark. But it's good gravel too. There's a good tire track from the cars. There's no sweeter feeling coming over a rise on some soft, loose, frustrating gravel and seeing your camp spot for the night popping up in the horizon. Whew. Day one was a little ambitious, but you know, hopefully the conditioning will build as I go. All right, well, it's day one and I'm still enthusiastic about this whole thing. I thought I would just show a little bit about how I camp. So basically you use the online tool to see where Crown Land is in Ontario, and you pick a spot on the map. And when you get there, all you do is you, as gently as possible, work your way into the bush with your really heavy bicycle, carrying it over logs and through ditches. And I got my little tent here. And yeah, it's pretty tiny. You can see when I sleep, I'm like corner to corner in that bad boy. And then I bring in my clothes, my food, and yeah, anything else I don't want to get wet if it rains overnight. The food's always a bit of a trick, depends kind of what animals. So mostly around here it's chipmunks that I'm worried about, and not bears or anything. So yeah, that's what my little campsite in the woods looks like. Beautiful, completely uninhabited forest. It's great. What a beautiful morning. It was overcast, a little chilly before, but the sun's come out and found some pavement, which is great. It's nothing like just having nothing to do but spend a day on a bike. You can see as I get close to the escarpment, you really capture the rolling hills. I know there's a lot of wind noise and the camera probably won't catch a lot of it, but you just get these really long horizons up here, just outside of Creemore. Oh, there it is. That's my reward for climbing the escarpment into a bit of a dirty headwind. As I get this road, you can't even see it, but it just dives down for like a kilometer, twisting and turning. down into a river valley, which I'm going to follow so that I don't have to go up that other side. But wish I had the chest mount for the GoPro at this point so you could watch the descent, but unfortunately I don't, and it's too dangerous to hold it in my hand. It's a two hands on the brakes kind of situation. But yeah, here we go. Alright, just packing up from my second night, start of day 3. And I'll tell you, it rained on me last night. You can see a little bit of moisture on the sleeping mat there, and just dripping from the trees now. So at least it's not raining while I'm riding. But I tell you, packing up a wet tent with wet feet, putting on a wet helmet to get riding for the day, that's the part that takes a little bit of heart. It's not the miles that'll wear you down, but the rain will ruin your day. It's rolling through Barrie, Ontario. Beautiful boardwalk here. Got a slight hitch in the plans here. I got pinned down by rain here in Orillia last night, so fortunately a good friend from way back in undergrad, Jeff, was able to hook me up with a place to stay. I had been waiting out the rain, and then I got to a point where I wasn't going to be able to get to my camp spot in time for the night. And this close to the city, there wasn't a lot of other, well, there wasn't any other spots of crown land to sleep on. So yeah, nice side effect though is I get this wonderful morning in the park in Orillia. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna just ride out to where I was gonna stay last night, because it's only 45 kilometers. So I'm just gonna take an easy day and enjoy the beautiful parks and weather and lake, and not watch the fish jumping out of the water over there. And not do a whole lot of anything else. Riding will be, you know, just over 2 hours, so be a bit of an easy recovery day. And then I got 2 hard days of hills starting the day after that. Taking a little off the bike time for a hike in the woods. It's just thank you Google Maps for flagging this little tiny nature conservancy here. And gotta be prepared for the bugs. Glad I did. Cloud of mosquitoes in my face. Thank goodness for Mac and the net. Too bad you can still hear all the car traffic out here. Alright, and this is where it takes me out to. is a swamp view, which is very nice. I had to fight off 3 bears and 2 coyotes to get out here. And it's a really terribly marked path. So fortunately, I can hear the road. I can always just go that direction if I don't know where I am. But it's nice. Yeah. There's probably some animals in there. I can't see very well through my bug net mesh though. It's like wearing really strong sunglasses. Yes. We'll watch the video later to see if I'm looking at animals. This is my view when the black flies drive me into my tent. Earlier than I would like to. Lying flat on my back with my book, staring out the tent ceiling. Resting the legs. Great spot though. No complaints at all. A little close to the road, so I'll have to wait till those quiet down, but and a good book. Stone Angel by Margaret Lawrence. Just started it. Not sure you could pick it up here, but in the Kawarthas, oh yeah, you can see here. You get glimpses through the trees of all these really lovely lakes on either side of the road, and swamps and stuff too. Lovely. Crossing this bridge here, saw a lovely vista of a waterfall. You can actually go down there and swim if you wanted to. Or if I hadn't just filled my bottles in a town, I could fill my water here. But lovely. Now back to the hills of Haliburton County. Hills. So many hills. We're on day 6 and just taking a little morning stop in Bancroft here in the park. My bike over there on the bench. And just really finding the one town a day is a pretty easy way to do this. I can stock up on my water, on granola bars. You can use public washrooms, and yeah, it's a pretty luxurious way. Cutting through Muskokas, the Kawarthas. All those various counties on the way through to Ottawa. And yeah, I mean, definitely could do this forever. If there was a laundry option. I guess some of these places have laundromats. I should have brought coins. But yeah, so day 6, and yeah, so far pretty easy to keep on top of everything. Got another whole day of climbing. And it's nice and quiet though. There was a lot of weekend traffic yesterday. Today is just gorgeous. No cars. But man, you gotta win every single kilometer here. Like, just dragging. But this will be the last full day of this mess. So we're day 7 here and having a bit of knee pain in my right knee. I'm unfortunately on a long day today, 130 kilometers, but I do have a rest day tomorrow and I got ibuprofen, so I'm just gonna take one every couple hours. And then I find if I kind of hang the knee a little bit wide, Well, I pedal, that helps a bit too, but not great on it's a long day, and I still got a couple more weeks to go, so, or 3 more weeks. So hopefully the day off does the trick. I have been watching it swell a little bit every night, so anyway, here's hoping the knee heals up and just enjoying a lovely downhill. Alright, well, since I'm pinned down in the hotel here for a rainstorm, thought a lot of people have been asking me how all my kit gets on the bike. I've got another video where I show everything that I bring. And so here you can see basically what it looks like all set up. So essentially, front bag, I get all my electronics, bear spray, ID, money, that sort of stuff. Front bed has all my miscellaneous, so that's water filter, there's book, there's chair, there's towel, basically everything that's small that's not clothing. And then this is all clothing on this side. So I've got basically, what have I got? 5 jerseys, 4 bibs, 12 socks, I think, is what I went with. Here I've got my water bottle holder, and then everything repair kit, tubes, that sort of stuff. Trunk bag gets my food, and then all my extra water bottles go in there. I've got 5 bottles, so I hold one in the front here, one that I'm drinking, and then 3 in here. And then this is all my camping stuff, so thermarest, a sleeping bag, tent, and pillow, all in there. So that's how an entire living room full of stuff fits nicely on a hybrid bike. Well, I am headed out of Renfrew, thank goodness, after being pinned down for 2 days in the rain. Feels amazing to be riding again. The body generally feels great. The knee feels fine. It's patellofemoral, so I can still feel it. There's a little discomfort in that spot, but it's not screaming in pain. So just as long as it holds out. Got 100K into Ottawa today. I'm following the river, so be nice and flat. Made a couple little bumps, but nothing like I've been riding through. So yeah, just there's a couple rail trails I'm gonna pick up on the way in, like this one. So yeah, just feeling really good, feeling really optimistic, and just happy to be riding my bike again. Laying in bed in a not great hotel room is not the way I want to spend my holiday, so feeling good. So that's actually Quebec, across the river there. Although I won't actually be crossing over into Quebec for 2 days. That's pretty cool. So this rail trail follows the river into Arnprior. Wow. I think I'm gonna take a ferry across the river when I do go into Quebec, so that'd be cool. I thought I should give a little update on the route here. I forgot to mention while I was pinned down in Renfrew, had a good chat with my wife and thought about the knee and everything, and I've decided to do a bit of a shorter, safer route. So at Montreal, instead of heading up north, where I'll be off a cell signal for about 3 days, I'm gonna come back on the St. Lawrence. Still 800 kilometers back, so it'll still be a good long trip, and I'll still be able to camp most of it. But it just didn't feel wise to go off into kind of off the grid with the risk of the knee kind of going out again. So it's a bit of a letdown on some parts I was really looking forward to, Le Petit Train du Nord. Looking forward to like north of Sudbury, coming across Manitoulin and all that. But you know, better to play it a little safe, and that way I can have fun and not be worried or have to hitchhike during COVID. So yeah, that's the new plan. It's still probably going to be 21 days instead of 30, and yeah, so gonna have a great time with it, and hopefully yeah, hopefully everything goes well that way. You know, I've only got so much memory card on this thing, so I don't want to pull it out all the time, but man, it is just gorgeous sitting here along the shores of the Ottawa River and taking a nice long break, looking across to the scenery of Quebec and distant hills, and yeah, it's beautiful. What a morning. So just coming into Ottawa here, about, I don't know, 9K out from Parliament. I've actually run these trails before. When I stay downtown for work, I tend to come out this way, west of the city, to run. And it's just a lovely, other than a bit bumpy along this section, a lovely separated trail all the way into the city center, to Parliament. Well, look at that, we made it. And that's Parliament up there. It's Gatineau. It's all under construction right now, but good to be here. Pretty cool. I'm gonna wrap around and I'm gonna come in from the front. So it's an absolutely gorgeous sunny morning. Just left Ottawa. Thanks, Jenna, for the stay. And all I have today is, it took me 10 kilometers to get out of town, and now I've got 85 kilometers of rail trail that'll take me to Voyageur Provincial Park. So I couldn't ask for a better day. Just rail trail and sunshine. Just perfect. Absolutely perfect. So I'm 35 kilometers in to the rail trail here, and it's been time for some tough thinking, because my knee is not only back to as bad as it was before my stop in Ottawa, but it's worse. It's like sharp pain kind of deal. I got 65 more kilometers today to get me to the provincial park, and then from there it's another 100 kilometers to Montreal tomorrow. So it's a lot of riding left for not being in very good shape at all. So I've made the decision this morning, I'm gonna pull the plug in Montreal. You know, even if I rested there for a couple of days, clearly it's just flaring right back up. So it would be a limp of misery coming back home. So, I mean, the good thing about Montreal is I hopefully can get my bike on a train there. I know there's some limits around that and whatever, but I'll just stop by the station and figure it out, even if it takes an extra day or something. Yeah, so it's a bummer. It's a bummer to watch this trip kind of take a downhill spiral from 30 days, 2,500 kilometers, down to a rerouted plan of 21 days and whatever it was going to be, 1,800 kilometers. And now we're going to be, what is it? I don't know, 12 days and 900 kilometers instead. So yeah, it's a bummer. It's hard when you know your heart and your head are in it, and then the body just lets you down. One little joint in the body. The muscles have been great. I've been just so happy about how the legs have settled into the hard efforts, and 100 a day is now not feeling bad at all, other than the knee. So, you know, sharp stabby pain is a pretty good indication your body's saying no, and I still got to put another 165 kilometers into it. So yeah, it's gonna be calling it quits in a couple days. So anyway, I'll still get some nice video, I'm sure, along the way. Coming into Montreal will be cool. Looking forward to that. And yeah, and then hope I can do again and do better another time. So just heading on my last day towards Montreal. Hooray! Should be a nice ride. In a few minutes I'll be on the river and I'll take that all the way into the city. Cool countryside along here. Really stylish country houses. I don't know, there's something about the Quebecois style that's got a bit more panache than in the Ontario countryside. And a whole family of wild turkeys. Look at these guys. Gobble, 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 gobble. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Ah. Alright, I made it to Montreal. I'm just at the outskirts, about to cross into the island. I thought I'd do video now just in case. I mean, I hope to pull it out while I'm crossing, but I don't know what the road situation's gonna be. Yeah, so just The world's largest street art there. So here we are. Alright, well I thought I'd do a wrap in front of Notre Dame in Montreal. I don't know, the sun's behind me, probably won't be able to see anything, but so yeah, trip's ending a lot earlier than planned. 870 kilometers. Ended up taking, I think, 13 days with 3 rest days. So not exactly a ripping pace, but you know, it's not an adventure if you know how it's gonna end. And I thought it was gonna end differently, but the knee took me out. Gonna try to get on a train tomorrow. And yeah, it was a great trip anyway. The hills through coming across like central Ontario was awesome. Really glad I took that route, though I think that's probably what blew out my knee. 1,000 meters plus so one day, 800 meters plus climbing the next day, but yeah, it was a beautiful way to go and lots of great places to camp that way. Yeah, beautiful in Montreal today, so really glad I made it all the way here. And yeah, next trip we'll do things a little different, I guess.